Now we are going to talk about burn injury management. This section of the lecture will review the clinical pathway through systemic resuscitation and acute care in the first 72 hours. Burns move through 3 phases: emergent and resuscitative in the first 48 hours, focused on airway protection and preventing burn shock; acute and intermediate over the following weeks, focused on wound closure and infection control; and rehabilitation over months to years, restoring function and appearance. This is a multi-system condition, and your nursing role is critical in every phase. On scene, extinguish flames and remove all clothing and jewelry immediately to prevent a tourniquet effect from swelling. Then cool burns with water, never ice, and irrigate chemicals. Run your ABCDEs, airway patency and inhalation assessment, breathing adequacy, circulation and hemorrhage control, disability via AVPU or GCS, and full exposure while preventing hypothermia. In the emergent phase, your 4 goals are maintaining airway and breathing, preventing burn shock, protecting the wound, and controlling severe pain. In the first 12 hours, watch for red flags of inhalation injury: singed nasal hairs, soot and sputum, hoarseness, streeter, or an enclosed space history. Move quickly to early intubation, humidified oxygen, ABG monitoring, and bronchoscopy. For CO poisoning, check carboxyhemoglobin immediately and treat aggressively with 100% oxygen. Burns over 20% TBSA trigger capillary leak throughout the body, and that plasma loss is what drives your patient into burn shock. The Parkland Formula guides fluid resuscitation. 4 milliliters times your patient's weight in kilograms times percent TBSA, given as lactated ringers. Give half in the first 8 hours, and the remaining half over the next 16. Electrolytes shift in 2 phases. Early on, cell destruction causes hyperkalemia, and fluid shifts trap sodium, causing hyponatremia. Later, in the diuretic phase, that reverses to hypokalemia, while hyponatremia can actually worsen from wound exudate and diuresis. The acute and intermediate phase runs from 48 hours out to weeks or months, shifting focus to wound care, infection prevention, and metabolic support. After 48 hours, fluid that shifted out during resuscitation starts moving back into the vasculature, risking pulmonary edema and heart failure. Manage it with oxygen, diuretics, and careful fluid restriction. A burn wound is a perfect medium for microbes, so wound care means soap and water cleaning, hydrotherapy, and clipping hair, backed by topical antimicrobials like silver sulfidazine, mefenide acetate, or silver nitrate. Always wrap dressings distal to proximal, wrap digits separately, and monitor circulation constantly. Early surgical excision and grafting improves survival and reduces sepsis. Autografts are the gold standard: split-thickness meshed grafts for coverage or sheet grafts for cosmetic areas, while homografts, xenografts, and biosynthetic dressings serve as biologic alternatives. Your patient's hypermetabolic state demands 2 to 3 times normal calories, with carbs as the preferred fuel, protein in massive doses for wound healing, and fat kept strictly limited. Insulin controls glucose, oxandrolone helps preserve muscle mass, and propranolol blunts the hypermetabolic response itself. Address background, breakthrough, and procedural pain with IV opioids plus non-pharmacologic methods like guided imagery or music, and always medicate before dressing changes. Nurses and PT and OT collaborate on splints, range of motion, and positioning to prevent contractures, while psychosocial support addresses the anxiety, nightmares, depression, and grief that often follow. The emergent phase threatens airway loss, burn shock, and hyperkalemia, so you intubate, run the Parkland Formula, and give IV opioids. The acute phase threatens fluid overload, sepsis, and malnutrition instead, so you shift to diuresis, excision and grafting, and triple caloric intake. The exact intervention that saves your patient on day 1 is often the one you must reverse by day 3. In summary, stop the burning process immediately, run your ABCDE sequence, and watch for inhalation injury signs like soot or stridor. Resuscitate with the Parkland Formula, half in 8 hours, half in the next 16. Using urine output as your key indicator, and manage the early swing toward hyperkalemia and hyponatremia.